On Wednesday evening, Donald Trump called into Fox News with host Laura Ingraham to talk about what was happening with Russia invading Ukraine. And as predicted, Donald Trump got the whole situation wrong. And not just wrong a little bit, but he actually thought the United States had launched an attack against Ukraine, to which, of course, Laura Ingraham had to correct him about what was actually happening in Europe. Take a look at this clip and see how confused Donald Trump is. Here it is.
Monitor this, continue to monitor his statements. We'll go back to President Trump for a quick reaction. We had a kind of a really pathetic display from the Ukrainian President Zelensky earlier today, President Trump, where he, in Russian, he doesn't like to speak Russian, but in Russian, he was essentially imploring Vladimir Putin not to invade his country. Now we basically have the Ukrainian ambassador to the United Nations looking like a defeated man. Your final reaction?
Well, I think the whole thing, again, would have never happened. It shouldn't happen. And it's a very sad thing. But you know what's also very dangerous is you told me about the amphibious attack by Americans. You shouldn't be saying that because you and everybody else shouldn't know about it. They should do that secretly, not be doing that through the great Laura Ingraham. They should be doing that secretly. Nobody should know that, Laura. And, you know,
that was the Russian. Those are the Russian amphibious landing.
No, I thought you said that. I thought you said that we were sending people in.
No, I did not. No. That would be news. That would be news.
All, and you know what? Hey, Laura, that's all we need. That'll be next. Okay.
So let's get something straight here, right? The former president of the United States is on Fox News, angry about the fact that Laura Ingraham is out there telling the world what the United States military is doing over in Ukraine. Donald Trump said, hey, the U.S., you should have kept this quiet. You shouldn't have news anchors out here spilling our beans. How horrible is that for foreign policy? And yes, it would be, which is why Laura Ingraham had to correct him and say, like, nope, that was Russia that did that, not the United States. We're currently not bombing Ukraine. That's the Russians doing that. The former president of the United States, the guy that thinks he should still be the president of the United States, thought that our country, a country that, a little over a year ago he was still running, he thought we were the aggressors here. He thought we were the ones bombing Ukraine. Not to mention, of course, earlier in the week, he goes on the Buck Sexton show and calls Putin a genius for going into Ukraine and just saying, like, yeah, these areas are ours now. Yeah, we run these. He thought it was genius. He thought it was savvy, and he wants to do it along our southern border with Mexico. This man isn't just dangerous, he's dangerously stupid. I'm sorry, but if you're the former president of the United States and you're not even keeping up with the real news, like with international affairs, especially when it's something as big as what is happening right now in Ukraine, yeah, you're not the kind of person that anybody should be taking seriously at all. And I think Laura Ingraham actually started to realize that during that interview when she had to tell them, no, it's not us bombing Ukraine. It is, in fact, Russia. I think a little light bulb went off in her brain right there, telling her, like, this isn't the guy to talk to about this. He has no idea what's happening. Probably doesn't even know where Ukraine is. Honestly, probably couldn't even point to Russia on a map right now. That is how dangerously aloof Donald Trump is about all of this. But they're still going to keep pulling him on, even though he called Putin a genius, even though he loves what's happening over there in Ukraine, even if he doesn't know which country is actually doing the bombing. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.